You ever see one of those ads for an AI trading system and just feel two things at once, right? There's this little jolt of hope, but it's followed immediately by this big wave of suspicion. You are definitely not alone. So today, we are going to dive headfirst into the world of AI crypto trading. We're going to translate the marketing hype, figure out what AI is really doing, and get to the bottom of what it actually takes to make this stuff work. Let's get into it.
And it almost always starts with a phrase just like this one: daily predictable profits. I mean, those three words are like a magic spell. They're designed to hit all the pain points of trading, right? The confusion, the stress, the time it takes. It's an incredibly powerful hook because it promises a simple solution to a very complex problem.
And this right here, this is the tug of war that happens in your head the second you read that. The hopeful part of your brain just sighs and goes, finally, this is it. But this skeptical, probably smarter part of your brain just kind of squints and says, hold on a minute, what exactly do we mean by predictable? And that tension, that's the perfect place to start our investigation.
All right, first up, the autopilot promise. We have to translate this marketing hype into reality. Because let's be honest, if you're going to trust an autopilot, you'd better know how the plane actually flies.
Okay, just look at the difference here. The marketing version says, AI does the hard part. It sounds so passive, so easy. But the honest version, that's where the truth is. AI is a fantastic tool for finding patterns way faster than a human ever could. But the whole system, the whole operation, it still leans on the rules you set, your execution, your risk control, and of course, what the market is doing. That honest version is where you need to set your expectations.
So let's nail down that word predictable. In trading, it does not mean guaranteed money in your account every single day. Nope. What it really means is you have a predictable process that you can follow, performance that you can actually measure, and an edge that statistically should repeat itself over a whole lot of trades. The process is what's predictable, not the daily profit. That's a huge difference. And this, right here, is probably the most important mental switch you can flip. Forget predictable profits. Your goal is repeatable decisions. A good system is all about helping you make solid, consistent choices again and again and again. Because that's the only sustainable path to profit. I mean, think about it. A system that just helps you make bad decisions faster? Well, that's just a quick way to lose your money.
So what is AI's real job in all of this? Well, let's stop thinking of it as the CEO of your trading account. Instead, let's think of it as a very specific kind of employee, the fast intern.
I absolutely love this quote. AI is like a very fast intern with no fear. Think about that for a second. This intern will do exactly what you tell it to at lightning speed 24/7, and it will never get tired, bored, or scared. Now that can be an incredible asset, or it can be absolutely horrifying if your instructions, your rules, aren't rock solid.
So what do we have this intern doing all day? Well, its job usually falls into four main buckets. It helps discover opportunities by scanning thousands of markets at once. It helps confirm those ideas using filters you've set up. It can help execute the trades with bots, and it's great at helping you review your performance. But notice something here? In every step, the AI is a tool within your process. It's not the whole process itself. And just like any employee, it's got its strengths and weaknesses. It's brilliant at speed, analyzing massive amounts of data and spotting patterns. But it is terrible at handling stuff it hasn't seen before. Sudden market crashes, crazy news events, or just basic context that's not in the data. An AI can be confidently wrong, and our job is to make sure that when it is, it can't blow up our account.
And that means your job description just changed. You are no longer the hero trying to hunt down that one perfect, life-changing trade. Nope. Your job now is to be the manager, the person who runs a risk-controlled process over and over. And if that sounds a little boring, good. Boring is often a really great sign that a system might actually work long-term.
Which brings us to the most important job in this entire operation, and it's the one that can never, ever be automated. You are the risk manager.
We've all seen that disclaimer a million times, right? This is not financial advice, but I love how our source material reframes this. It's not just some legal filler they have to put there. Think of it like a flashlight, and it's pointing directly at you. It's basically shouting, hey, you are the one in charge of the risk here. If the system wins, you get the credit. If it breaks, you own it. So to manage that risk, you've got to be really clear on what you're actually buying. Are you getting education, which is teaching you how to do it yourself? Are you getting signals, which just tell you what to maybe look at? Or is it manage money, where someone else is doing it for you? Most of these AI systems fall into those first two categories, which means your personal responsibility is still very, very high. So here is something incredibly practical you can do. Write out a personal risk statement. These are your non-negotiables that you decide on before the market gets crazy. And pay really close attention to that last one. My goal is consistency of process, not daily dopamine. Man, that one rule alone can save you from a world of pain. Okay, so you're ready to step up and be the risk manager. What does a structured approach actually look like? Well, any good system is going to follow a pretty clear four-phase roadmap. It always starts with setup. This is the boring but absolutely essential stuff, getting your accounts, security, and basics locked down. Then you move to the method, the actual rules of the game. After that comes the routine, your daily checklist to keep you from messing up. And finally, there's the review, where you dig into your results to figure out if you're actually skilled or if you just got lucky. And I'll tell you right now, most people get hurt because they rush that first setup phase.
So, we've covered the system, we've covered the process, but what about the person who has to run it? It's time for a really honest self-assessment. Is this system for you? Here's a great way to think about it. Are you a meal prep person? You know, someone who can cook all their meals on Sunday and actually eat them on Wednesday? If you are, you probably got the right mindset. This kind of trading works best for people who like structure, who can follow rules even when it gets boring, and who see losses as just a part of doing business. But if you hate rules, you need constant action, or you're trying to use your rent money, yeah, this is probably going to be a really frustrating road for you.
And let's be real about what success looks like. It doesn't happen overnight. In your first 30 days, your only goal is clean execution. Just forget about profit. Can you simply follow the rules? By day 90, you're looking for consistency, seeing how the system behaves in different markets. And it's really only after about 180 days that you can start to seriously ask, does this thing actually have an edge? This timeline stops you from quitting too soon, or, maybe even worse, scaling up way too fast.
So with all this structure, all these rules, all this planning in place, what's the one thing that still trips everyone up? What's the single biggest point of failure? The one habit that ruins almost every single autopilot system? There it is. Overriding the system when your emotions go haywire, getting greedy after a win and taking a bigger trade, getting scared during a drawdown and closing out early, getting hopeful on a losing trade and refusing to take the loss. Your system is literally designed to protect you from your worst emotional decisions. The biggest mistake you can make is not letting it do its job. And that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. A system is only as powerful as the person running it. The AI can be your scout, it can be your calculator, it can be your tireless assistant, but it can't give you discipline, it can't manage your risk for you, it can't force you to be consistent. The marketing sells you this idea of an autopilot system, but the reality is, the real autopilot has to be you.